Morning, everybody. It's me again, back out here at Mammoth Cave National Park. It's a beautiful July weekend. We're gonna get a nice little hike in on the Sal Hollow Trail. We're gonna take this thing to the end, and then about half a mile off of the trail is a cemetery we're gonna go check out. Something I've heard about, haven't had a chance to see yet, but today's the day. It's going to be about a 10.5 mile loop today. Beautiful day, a little humid, but that's a July weekend in Kentucky for you. All right, come along with me, have a little adventure, get a nice hike in. Let's have some fun. Here we go. Down here. All right, guys, we are almost 4 miles into the day. It is hot and it is humid, which just means we're gonna take our time, take little breaks, make sure we stay hydrated. It's a beautiful day, other than the fact that it's a little warm. That's okay. We're outside, we're enjoying a hike, we're gonna see some cool things, get to be active. So let's keep going. Got about 7 miles left. Let's go. All right, guys, we've come to a junction in the trail. So Sal Hollow Trail is behind me, and if we just keep going this way, we'll continue on the Sal Hollow Trail. Buffalo Creek Trail is that away. Turnhold Bend Trail is this way. That's a really cool campsite. If you just keep going that way, just about a mile. But since we come into a fork in the road, we're gonna take a seat, have a little water break, and then we'll get back going. Last mile or so has been pretty rough. Not because the trail's difficult, it's all these spiderwebs I'm having to walk through. I can't tell you the number of spiderwebs I've had to peel off of my body in the past mile. It's awful. They're all over me. Hoping everything kind of clears out here in a little bit and I can brush myself off, but it feels pretty gross. There's been multiple times I've been walking trying to watch where I put my feet and look up and run face first into a spider web, or just walking and all of a sudden you see a spider web hanging off the end of my hat because I just walked through one. It's bad. Okay, enough complaining. We've gone a little less than 7 miles, about 6.8. Just came down out of that trail behind me, and now we're on this dry creek. Kind of goes both directions. We'll continue that way for a little less than 5 miles, and that'll be it. So far, the second half of the Sal Hollow Trail has been rough. I bet you I've had to knock off 10, 12 spiders off of me, crawling on my shirt, dangling off the end of my hat, dangling off the end of the phone or my trekking poles. It has not been fun. It's hot, it's humid. The trail's not terrible, really overgrown, and pretty clear. It's been a long time since somebody's been on this section of it with all the spider webs that are hanging over the trail. I mean, it's just constant. Trying to knock them down with my trekking poles or step around them, but a lot of the times they're just basically transparent until you run right through them. You feel them all over your face, in my beard, on my arms. I'm trying to swat them off as I'm hiking. Definitely could have done without that, but all in all, still glad I'm out here. Looking forward to the rest of the trail. Let's finish it up. This may be the best descriptor to show that it's pretty clear. It's been a while since somebody's been on this trail. Completely overgrown. Still on the Sal Hollow Trail, but just about done with this. Here in a second, it's gonna intersect with the Buffalo Creek Trail. And that's where the trailhead for the cemetery is. So once we find that, we'll take that, check the cemetery out. I'll be honest, Sal Hollow Trail, this time I'm not a fan. Too many spider webs. I feel like I spend most of my time trying to get them off my body or knocking them down, and I actually get to enjoy the trail. Not fun. They're everywhere. Not a real technical trail, but tons of spider webs. At least there are today. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're interested in coming on it. Pretty views. Like I said, not very technical, not terribly challenging. The most challenging part is working through the spider webs. Trail's pretty overgrown, but you can still see it. You just got to wade through vines and grasses, weeds, all that sort of stuff. All right, guys, that's enough for me. We'll keep going. Get to this intersection up here. All right, guys, we are at that intersection, Buffalo Creek and Sal Hollow. This is access for the cemetery. Let's go check it out. Says J.N. Miles, born August 1st, 1847, died June something, 1886. This says William J., son of B. and E. Davis, born September 12, 1861, died August 14th, 1864. Barely 4 years old, 3 years old. Pretty cool to see this. Kind of interesting to think that there's cemeteries out here in the middle of the national park. Just kind of makes you remember that people used to live here at some point. No doubt this is a family cemetery. Kind of wild to imagine living out here in the middle of nowhere. Wow. Pretty cool. Glad I got to stop and see this. So we finished the Sal Hollow Trail. We're able to go check out the Davis Family Cemetery. I don't know what the official name of it is, but all of the gravestones had Davis family last name, so I assume it's a family cemetery. Now we're kind of back at Buffalo Creek. Gonna enjoy a little sip of coffee. Doesn't get better than this. It's hot and it's humid, but there's always good time for coffee. Beautiful outside. A couple miles left. Let's finish well. And let's call it a day. Look what I found. Oh, Mr. Turtle. Hi there, buddy. All right. See ya. got about a mile and a half left. Decided to take a little break. Yeah, doing a little bit of reflection, just kind of thinking about lessons learned from today's hike. I wanted to get out here and do something challenging because just I always want to push myself, and just kind of having an eye towards a bigger hike at the beginning of September, and wanted to push myself to kind of prepare myself for that. The miles weren't all that hard, about 12 miles a day by the time it's all said and done. I think the biggest challenge today was the heat and the humidity. But even more than that, it was the spider webs, and just dealing with that. That's probably what made me the most uncomfortable. Not because I'm terrified of spiders, but because it just was constant. I mean, it seemed like every couple minutes I was having to pull a spider web out of my beard or off my arms or off my trekking poles, catching spiders kind of dangling from the sides of my hat, on my shirt, and it's just not fun. I mean, there's already enough challenge with the hike itself and the heat and the humidity and all the spider webs, the trail being overgrown, just kind of took it to the max level. Not that the trail was challenging, it was a fine trail. It's just having to work through the spider web issue. I think the biggest lesson is just being willing to sustain discomfort, because the best and quickest way out of it was to go through it. At that point, you wasn't any good to turn around. I couldn't stop. I just had to keep going and deal with whatever was in front of me. So just trying to be comfortable with kind of sustained discomfort. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have ran into a single one, but it wasn't up to me. I had to get through them, had to manage, and I did, and pushed myself and overcame it, and that's exactly what I set out here to do. May not have pushed myself in the ways I thought I would, but sometimes that's not how life works out, and that's how we get better. So we're going to finish this up. Got about a mile and a half left. Nice cruisy Buffalo Creek Trail, nice and wide. Hopefully spiders have all made their webs inside the smaller trails, and they've decided to stay away from Buffalo Creek. We'll find out. Let's finish this. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. By the time it's all said and done, it's about a 12-mile hike. Started out on Sal Hollow, had plenty of challenges on that little trail, well, being so overgrown and spider webs and all that. Goal today was to challenge myself, and I did that. I did it in ways I didn't anticipate. And like I said earlier, that's kind of how life is. One thing I realized was the quickest way out of the obstacle was to go through it. And so that's what we had to do. Had to brush off all the spider webs and spiders and manage. I was able to do it. Not my preference, but today is not necessarily about preferences. Able to check out that Davis Family Cemetery. That was really cool. After we saw that, we got on dry Prong Trail, and now we're on Buffalo Creek Trail, almost at the end. Hopefully you guys are encouraged with all this. If this is an encouragement to you, it's something you like, please like, subscribe, share, do all those things. I'd really appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around this long. It's an encouragement to me. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.